Evening of May 23, 2019. In Kabukicho, Shinjuku, one of the most famous districts of Tokyo, Japan, often known as the Red Light District, the streets were glowing with their usual neon lights. Between tall buildings, outside a residential complex, a scene unfolded that shook onlookers to the core. A 21-year-old girl was sitting on the ground, a cigarette in one hand, a mobile phone in the other. Her arms and legs were covered in blood, and beside her lay the unconscious body of a young man, his abdomen open, the bleeding not stopping. But the girl? She was completely calm, as if nothing had happened. When the police arrived and asked her, "Did you do this?" she lifted her head and said, "I loved him very much. I couldn't stop myself." This was Yuka Takaoka, the Japanese girl who would become known around the world within just a few hours. Born on January 28, 1998, Yuka Takaoka was the only daughter of a middle-class family. Her childhood was fairly ordinary. Her parents educated her well, and as she grew older, she began studying nursing, carrying the dream of serving and helping people. But Yuka was not patient. She wanted to earn money quickly. She wanted fame. She wanted a bigger life. So she left nursing behind, said goodbye to college, and moved straight to Shinjuku, Tokyo's most famous district. There, she found a job at a hostess club. In Japan, a hostess club is a specific type of business. Girls sit with wealthy men, talk to them, laugh at their jokes, listen to their worries, and pour their drinks. It is not considered immoral work, rather a form of social service that comes at a high price. Yuka quickly made a name for herself in this field. She began posting anime cosplay photos and videos on social media, dance clips on TikTok, beautiful pictures on Instagram. Before long, she became a small internet celebrity. Inside the club, she was the most popular girl. Men lined up just to meet her. Brands chose her for advertisements. By 2018, she had become a manager at the club. Her future looked bright. But then, someone entered her life, and everything changed.
Around 1999, in a remote region of Japan called Tochi, a boy was born. His real name was never revealed. The world knows him only by his stage name, Phoenix Luna. And that name was not without meaning. When Luna was just 6 years old, his parents separated, but they did not take responsibility for raising their children. There were 7 siblings, and all 7 were sent to different orphanages. Luna was placed in a place where there was no privacy, no love, no warmth of family. Shared bathrooms, shared rooms, even the most personal parts of childhood were shared. He also faced mistreatment from the orphanage staff. Years passed, no news from his parents, no trace of his brothers or sisters. When he turned 15, the orphanage told him, "Go, make your own way." Luna stepped forward without looking back. He worked in construction, washed dishes in cafes, worked in bars, slept at friends' houses, spent some time on the streets, and eventually made his way to Tokyo. Because in Tokyo, there are opportunities. At the age of 19, he got a job at Club Fusion, a male host club where men provide companionship services to women. The job also came with a room to stay in. For the first time, he had both a job and a home. Phoenix was handsome, cheerful, and intelligent. He listened sincerely to the girls, understood their problems, laughed with them. Soon, he entered the club's popularity ranking. In 2018, he was among the top 5 most popular employees at Club Fusion. And the name Phoenix suited him perfectly. He truly had risen from the ashes. October 2018. Yuka Takaoka came to Club Fusion for the first time, and at first sight she fell under the spell of Phoenix Luna. She began coming back again and again, every week, then every few days. She would book hours of his time. Luna liked Yuka too. She was smart, fun to be around, and soon they started meeting outside the club as well. Cinema, coffee, dinner, a friendship that was moving toward love. Yuka introduced Luna to her circle of friends, which increased his demand at Club Fusion even more. Many girls now wanted to meet Luna. But this is where the problem began. Yuka's love slowly started taking on a darker shade. She could not tolerate Luna talking to anyone else, smiling for someone else, or even looking at another girl. She began paying for all his services herself so that he would work only for her. She spent more than $8,000 on Luna. The result? Luna became the #1 employee at Club Fusion. But the relationship was no longer love. It had turned into a painful obsession.
May 23, 2019, around 12:30 at night. Yuka was waiting for Luna in her apartment. She had called him to help her clean the house. Luna had promised he would come after work. But the hours passed. Luna did not arrive. A storm began rising in Yuka's mind. She started thinking, was he with someone else? Was he laughing with another girl? Had he forgotten about me? At 3:50 a.m., 3 hours later than agreed, Luna finally reached the apartment. "I'm very tired. I need to shower, then we'll work." He went into the bathroom. Yuka made a mistake. She picked up Luna's phone. She opened the photo gallery. There were pictures. Luna at the club serving drinks to other girls, smiling, laughing with them. In reality, those images were simply part of his daily work, but to Yuka, they felt like betrayal. Her mind broke. Her heart broke. She put the phone down and lay back. Luna came out after showering and lay on the bed, and just moments later, he felt a sharp pain in his stomach. He opened his eyes. Yuka was leaning over him, a knife in her hand. Blood was flowing from his abdomen. Luna's breath stopped from fear, from pain, from shock. He thought quickly, if I say the wrong thing, she will stab me again. "I love you," he said. He lied so that he could survive. Yuka paused for a moment. Luna saw the opportunity. He pushed her away and ran. He rushed through the hallway, reached the elevator, pressed the button, and collapsed right there. The bleeding would not stop. Yuka saw that he had run. She followed him, lifted his unconscious body, and sat near the stairs. She lit a cigarette, took out her phone, called a friend, as if nothing had happened. Around 4 a.m., the neighbors saw the scene and called the police. When the police arrived, Yuka was still sitting there, calm, a cigarette in her hand. Someone took her picture. That photo went viral. A girl covered in blood, wearing large round glasses, a cigarette in her hand, and a strange smile on her face. People all over the world were shocked. Who is she? How can she be so calm? Yuka told the police, "I loved him so much that I wanted us to go to the other world together. I thought after killing him, I would kill myself too." But she did not call an ambulance for Luna, because she truly wanted him to die. Within hours, Yuka's photo had spread across the world, but the reaction that followed was shameful. Millions of people said, "She is so beautiful." People began calling her Yandere, a Japanese anime character who kills out of obsessive love.
The word comes from two terms, yanderu, meaning mentally ill or insane, and dere, meaning love-struck. Fan pages for Yuka appeared online. Her old photos and videos went viral. Some people labeled her a real Life Yandere and even started campaigns to cover her legal expenses. On websites like GoFundMe, people began raising money for her so that she could avoid punishment. The Japanese newspaper, the Japan Times, wrote, "If this girl were not beautiful, people would call her a criminal." Beauty turned an attempted murder into a romantic story. Luna was immediately taken to the hospital. Doctors said that when he arrived, his chances of survival were only 20%. He remained in a coma for several days. When he regained consciousness, he could not speak, he could not walk, he could not eat. Only after several weeks did his voice return. On July 1st, 2019, he wrote on Twitter, "Sorry, I am alive and I have returned." Later, he gave an interview. He told the truth. He made it clear that he was not living with Yuka. He had only come to help her. And when Yuka stabbed him, he said, "I love you," so that he could survive, not from the heart. A journalist asked to see his wound. Luna lifted his shirt. From the center of his chest down to his navel was a deep scar. One good thing came out of the incident. The police tried to locate his relatives, and after 5 years, for the first time, he reunited with his brother and sister. Luna had a family once again. In December 2019, the trial began. Yuka's legal team argued it was a decision made in an emotional moment. A fine is enough. But the prosecutor revealed something shocking. A note had been found on Yuka's phone. It read, "I want to become a tragic heroine. If we both die together, our love will become eternal." This was a plan, not just emotion. The prosecutor demanded at least 5 years in prison. But on December 3rd, 2019, the court delivered its verdict. 3 years in prison and a payment of 5 million Japanese yen, approximately $9,200, in compensation to Luna. The judge wrote, "This was a selfish and cruel act. The defendant intentionally attempted murder." Yuka broke down in tears. But no one believed her tears. Yuka has completed her sentence. She is free, and surprisingly, she has returned to social media. She does cosplay, makes videos, and her followers continue to grow. There are reports that some companies are offering her jobs because her story is viral. As someone once said, morbid fascination has always been stronger than morality. Luna, he is also doing fine. He returned to his work. He said that he does not hate Yuka, but he also does not want her sentence to be increased. The story of Yuka Takaoka is a mirror of our society, our thinking, and our reactions. We turned a woman who attempted to kill a young man into something romantic because she was beautiful, because she used the word love. But this is not love. Love does not try to take a life. Love does not pick up a knife. Love does not spend thousands of dollars to turn someone into personal property. What Yuka did was not love. It was obsession. It was the desire to control. It was the stubbornness of me, not the care of you. And what the internet did, presenting her as a yandere, is even more disturbing. Because if a real human being had actually died that day, some of those same people might have made fan pages for that too. It is something to think about. If you liked today's video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. See you in another crime story video.